I don't know, most of you probably know who I am. If not, I was kind of a longtime friend, neighbor of Dave's. We kind of grew up together. So, and you know, we all lost Dave way too soon. He was only 45 years old. So it's a sad day for all of us. He's survived by his dad, Jim. So I'd like to take this opportunity to kind of recognize and to thank Jim. I think, Jim, you recently turned 83 years old, 83 years young. You. Jim's a good man, a Navy veteran, served our country. Thank you for doing that. And I also want to thank, for all these years, Dave's house was always kind of a hangout for a bunch of guys. We'd always go over there, hang out, barbecue. I can't remember how many times we barbecued over there. So thanks for over the years kind of letting us hang out there. Dave had many friends, as we can see here. I probably met most of you because of Dave, or through Dave. So I'm grateful for that. This is tough. Dave was kind of like an older brother to me. He was kind of like another older brother for me. We always celebrated and cheered our birthdays together. His was on September 6th, mine was on the 7th every year, and we'd always get together and celebrate. He was a year older than me, so I miss that. And I'd like to, if anybody wants to come and kind of share a story of Dave, that would be kind of cool. I have so many memories of Dave. Please, go ahead.
I'm sure that David would appreciate he'd love to be, he loved his area. I've got a bad voice, so I'm not very good speaker, but I'm sure he'd appreciate it. Beautiful voice.
You sure would. You're the man, buddy.
I'll kind of start it off if anybody wants to share a story. I guess I'll just start at the beginning for me when I met Dave. It was 1978. And that was when my family moved from OB. We moved in across the alley, or kind of crossing up the alley from Dave. And I'd see him kind of pop his head over the wall in the backyard as I'm riding my bike back and forth, and kind of look, who's this new kid? It wasn't long thereafter when I think I was playing in my backyard, and a couple grapefruits came flying over the fence, almost hit me. And I think that was his way of, now that I think about it, it was probably Tom Hazelton was our other neighbor. It was probably his idea. I don't know, where's Tom? But that was our first kind of discussion, confrontation, meeting, whatever you wanted to call it. But after that day, we just became kind of the best of friends. Growing up at the Cliffs, Dave was a good athlete. He was always just a little bit better at everything than me. And but I loved watching him surf in his prime. He was probably one of the best surfers at the Cliffs. And, he used to rip it up. So today we're going to spread his ashes, and I'll always know that every time I surf the Cliffs, he'll kind of be surfing with me. This was kind of one of the favorite spots I used to surf with him, because we could sit at Nobes, take off together. He'd go right, I'd go left, kind of bump rails, come back up at the peak and kind of give a turn by turn of what happened as we were kids. So that was always a blast surfing Nobes with him. So if anybody wants to come up and just kind of share a story, I think that would be cool. I think otherwise the plan is we're gonna paddle out just kind of outside of maybe Needles Nubs, not too far out, so Jim can kind of have a good view of you know, spreading the ashes. And that's the plan. I don't know if anybody wants to come up and say anything or share a word. All right.